Those are all Hina dolls.
Day 6. Big one.
15 miles.
That wasn't the big part.
The 3,280 feet or 1,000 meter climb. Two different hills.
Yeah, I mean, right when you kind of thought going up sucked, don't get me wrong, but then going up and immediately coming back down, just go right back up.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing I think that sucked is that the 500 meters all came within 3 kilometers on the first hill. I mean, that's ridiculous. And the second hill sort of teased you in sort of this gradual climb along a concrete path along the creek. It was quite beautiful into the woods. And then, you know, the distance kept getting shorter and shorter, and you knew, like, wow, man, this hasn't been too bad. Yep, in the last 3 kilometers, we'll just send you straight up.
I didn't even think it was 3. It
Might have been 2.
Yeah, it was just up. That definitely took its toll.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, I don't think we necessarily had any inkling until last night when we looked at the route map. We're like, oh. Tomorrow might suck.
Yeah. And no lunch.
Oh yeah, that's true. That wasn't
We were.
I mean, we stopped, but at weird times.
Yeah. Well, we as a reminder, we stayed the night at Temple 19 last night. They had a very nice breakfast, albeit just a little bit lighter than we'd been having the previous mornings, and we were walking until 12:30. In fairness, you did stop, and I had a work call. So, but you know, we were out until 12:30.
Quick editor's note here. We went to the Hina Matsuri, so that's the Hina Doll Festival that was in Tokushima, because we were walking through right around March, middle of March, and that's when the festival happens. It usually happens on the 3rd, so that's what some of these videos are for, and what we mentioned when he was on the conference call, that's what I was doing.
To find food after that, so.
No, I mean, thankfully there was a Lawson between 19 and 20 where we had, stocked up on snacks. I wish we had, maybe got something a little heartier, but
bento box or something.
I think, we'll have to do that tomorrow, more than likely.
Yeah, tomorrow's route is a lot of walking, 7.5 hours, and we passed the only convenience store in the first 15 minutes. So we definitely got to pack food tomorrow.
I did want to mention, briefly that while it was a challenging day, it was also probably one of the better weather days that we've had.
Yeah, cold, but sunny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take that over the wind, the snow, or the rain.
For sure.
And very green today. So we've had a couple road days, and this was very beautiful.
Either along rivers or through the mountains and the trees. Gorgeous. Hopefully you'll be able to insert some great photos you got with one of the 2 cameras that should be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then that bridge kind of in between 20 and 21, where it's just you're going over the river, and there's these big old mountains just all the way around you, and everything's just beautiful and green, and it was great for that regard, for sure. So this evening we're staying at Irashi Trikoku, which is right at the bottom of this ropeway, which actually we haven't even talked about that.
Right. So yeah, it was kind of a blessing. We got hiked to the top of this mountain, and and they do have this sort of tram system that transports you down to the base of the mountain.
Yeah.
It was really spectacular. We passed by a location where, Kobayashi spent like 100 days in meditation. You could see out at the top of this mountain to the ocean, and then we dropped down into this valley. It was just gorgeous.
But yeah, we are staying right at the bottom of that. The accommodations have been pretty nice, and
I think you can tell when we have the special robes, we're in better accommodations.
you got those.
Yukatas, yeah. So if you see us in these, you aren't seeing our 2 pairs of shirts that we have. You get something different, albeit yours doesn't really match, but it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we checked in, and he's like, "Oh, the public baths, come back," and we're like, "Okay." Went upstairs, read the sort of information about the hotel, and it's like, if you have tattoos, you cannot bathe. And I was like, "Oh, okay. How do I take a shower then?" And I go down there and ask the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, no worries. Like, there's nobody here. Like, you can do it." So, suffice to say, we
experienced our first onsen.
And
albeit a little awkward, but boy, was it pretty awesome soaking in that hot water. Oh my God. After that day.
Yeah, my muscles needed it.
Yeah.
Well, and then I did hot and then fully submerged in cold water for probably 2 or 3 minutes, and then back into the hot, just so I could spend a little more time in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely, I can understand why they do this.
Yeah.
I feel very relaxed. I'm gonna be asleep before 8.
Kobayashi with some hand warmers and leg warmers because it's cold. Beautiful Temple 21. Yeah, we then get to put on what I like to affectionately think of as my pajamas after we got out of the onsen, and we got to wear our pajamas to dinner, and dinner was freaking amazing. I mean, there must have been no less than 12 small dishes, sashimi, chicken and mushrooms,
Egg pudding. There was
miso soup or some sort of noodle soup.
It was like a ramen style soup, but it was it was a
Then
noodle
some sort
soup.
of local seasonal vegetables that they did, and then keiki for dessert.
Yeah. There you go.
My Japanese word for the night.
Keiki. Yeah. We couldn't tell if it was ichigo or raspberry, but it's good nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll take it. Little route wrap from
Day 7?
Yeah, day 7, Temple 21. Kind of, we started at the bottom, ended in Temple 23, just down the street from it.
Yeah, we stayed at the bottom of the ropes course, and upon looking at the route today, between Google Maps and then also the route guide. The route guide said it would be almost 21 kilometers between 22 and 23. And then just doing like road distance from where we were to 22 was going to be an additional 13. So 33, 34-ish is what we estimated.
And those are kilometers, of course, and we've been trying to target more like 25 kilometers a day. So,
yeah, I guess for reference, 32 is 20 miles, and we would have been a little beyond that, so that's definitely outside of my comfort range. So I, took a look at where we were versus where we needed to be, and just so happened there was a bus that would have taken us right to, if we had walked down from Temple 21.
It connected us back up with that trail.
Right, so took the bus and it saved us, I think, 4 or 5 kilometers.
Right.
Which, didn't feel like we were cheating necessarily, but also saved us quite a bit because today was especially brutal. I mean,
Yeah, it was still 17 miles, so 27 plus kilometers. You know, while it was really pretty and we were walking through some really pretty valleys along streams and things of that nature, it was still just a ton of road walking.
yeah, no, I mean, there was, with anything, there's, positives and negatives, and the positives were, the scenery was beautiful. The negatives were the 3 or 4 different tunnels that we had to go through with the cars blaring next to us.
One of the mini tunnels.
The road walking for just hours on end. It was just, it got to the point where, everything hurt and we still had another hour to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we left 7:30 like normal. We had to walk a half hour to catch the bus, grab some food, because of course this was the first day that we were going to have no food along the route, so we had to get our food to start the day. We grabbed the bus, and that was only, I don't know, 20-minute bus ride, or if that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we were gone from 7:30 this morning, and we didn't really complete until after 5 tonight, by the time we got back from Temple 23.
Yeah, I mean, we got into our hostel at 4, and upon leaving the morning, I emailed them, hey, we did the math in our heads. We're like, okay, we should be there by 3. I'll just say 4, just in case. And we barely walked through the door at 4.
Yeah, dropped our bags and then went to Temple 23, got our stamp, basically barely squeezed that in before it closed at 5. So whenever, sometime after 5, we got back here to the hostel.
Talk about some of the cool things we saw today, and then like
Where we're at 7 days in, how our bodies are reacting.
yeah, get some sort of perspective and what to expect when you're putting your body through 120-ish miles in 7 days.
Yeah, basically 7 to 10 hours a day moving.
Yeah, I mean, between shooting these videos, eating, and sleeping, I don't do much else. Like, there's not a lot of time for anything else. I struggle to find time to do school, to keep up on any sort of social. So unless you're doing that stuff while you're walking, you just recognize like this is your entire day.
Yep.
And I mean, we can't stay up. I mean, we barely stay up till 8 o'clock, and that's a reality for us.
Yeah. So I guess some of the positives from today, breakfast was amazing. I mean, like, we had so much food. We got eggs and salmon and local seasonal vegetables, more soup,
And one of those plums you like.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy even, he had tea and coffee and water, and then even had like 3 pastries for us to take with us on the trail today. It was pretty cool.
It was very nice. No, and then we had joked that on the Camino, we would always have these Napoleons. It was just like basically a croissant with the chocolate in the middle, and we had something. One of the pastries that he gave us was very similar, so we got a kick out of that.
Yeah, it was a nice treat. What are some of the other things you liked about today?
So one of the sort of detours that we took off road was to this dam, and I forget the name, but I'm sure I'll find it at some point. And upon walking up to it, I saw these like freaking monkeys just bolt across the road, and I was like, where yeah, it was maybe using some more colorful language than I would here, but it's just like, where in the heck did monkeys come from?
Yeah, I was on a telephone call to my parents, and I'm like, what the heck? They're like, what is it? What is it? I'm like, monkeys just crossed the road.
Yeah. I mean, and then the dam itself was also very beautiful. And, It was a nice sort of, there was a rest stop at the top we almost ate at.
But we delayed to go to that next, or the rest stop a little bit beyond. That was a highlight.
It's true. It had free coffee.
Fresh, little like brew yourself fresh coffee. That was a welcomed treat.
Yeah, we had a little espresso with our bento box lunch.
Right.
Well, that was another first for us today. It was the bento box lunch. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I was so hungry. I would have probably eaten the packaging by the time we sat down to eat. And I think over the next several days, as we walk along the coast, we're going to have to do that almost every day. So
yeah, we're gonna have to figure out which one's good, which one's not
Right.
so good. Right. And the thing that I think about too is like, they offer to warm it up. Would that have been better, or would that have, like, by the time because I don't know, just the
no,
rice.
we bought it at like 8 o'clock, and we didn't eat it until 12:30.
I'm not saying that it would still be warm, but I mean, my rice was like rock hard.
Mine was pretty good.
I just mean, if you warmed it up and then let it kind of mellow out, would maybe be less hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's talk a little bit about how we feel. Like we said, 7 days in, 120 miles under our feet. How does the body react to that kind of movement?
Our feet, our belt, whatever you want to put under it or on top of it, it's where the weight's been.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's the feet, it's the calves, it's the hips, it's
Knees.
the shoulders, the knees. I struggle to think of a part of me that doesn't.
Yeah, I know. Going between Temple 11 and 12, that was the 3,800 feet climb, up and then back down. My God, my knees killed for quite a few days. They seem to be better now, but I've also had where my calves are killing, and like you said, my back. Today, it was the first time, both here and then on the Camino, I actually ended up with a blister on my little toe. I haven't had that before, so it was really painful most of the day as that thing was festering. But
yeah, I mean, it's got to be in road, just the sheer amount of road walking, and I mean, some of that may be our doing, because we're trying to cut distance, and like topo by doing more things on the road, but also, I don't know, I mean, it's just, I can't imagine doing more topo and be less sore.
yeah, well, we'll try along the sea tomorrow, and it'll be off the road, so it'd be a welcome change, albeit sort of pretty desolate, I assume.
Yeah, so look forward to more bento boxes and hopefully some videos of the sea.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy this content, please leave us a like, leave us a comment, drop a subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. You take care now. Bye-bye.